In this episode, I finish off the season with a bang. One of my teams was one of my coaching clients, one of my private coaching clients was probably doing a little too much thinking, maybe not enough executing. So to finish off the GT show season finale, I bring in a secret weapon for that team, and now I get to share them with you. Prepare to take the season out with a bang. Hey guys, I've been thinking about you a lot. I've been talking to the boss. We've been doing some chatting. We've been talking about you behind your back. I want to identify something. It sounds to me like you guys know what to do. In fact, we've been in talks when I've been there in your offices. You've been, interactive with telling me how you're doing, what you want to do, and and how you can maybe do it better, and that's all cool. I don't have all the answers, but I've given you some answers of how to get what you want. And I may not have all the answers, but I've given you some answers. And no matter what cerebrally we've been thinking about how to do it more efficiently or whatever, but here's the point. Not only have we not been doing it, say, my inefficient way, but we kind of, look, and this, guys, I may be wrong because I'm not there in your office, so I don't know. But from the results, from the listings and the listing opportunities I'm seeing or not seeing in your reports and online, it looks like we're doing too much thinking and not enough doing. So, this morning I've been out doing, because as you guys know, I'm carrying too much weight. So I've been out doing at like 4:35 a.m. I'm out doing. And, because I've got a certain goal in that area of my life. So not only, I'm not overthinking it, I'm just going out there and doing something. So whether it's you do my thing that I've sort of showed you or you do a more efficient way of getting it done, you just need to do something. But I know it's hard because, when I woke up at 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, I didn't want to do it. Sometimes we need a secret weapon in our corner. So anyway, guys, I'm going to share my secret weapon with you guys right now. So as a private coaching client of mine, you get some special benefits sometimes. So let me just say, I'm in a hotel room here in Brisbane. And well, I don't know, maybe what you need is the world's best speaker, the world's best motivator, the world's best psychology expert to help you. I don't know. Is that what you need? Okay, let me see if I can do it.
What up? It's your boy E.T.
Hey, you heard a little bit of what I was saying,
Absolutely.
man. These are some of my favorite human beings in the world. Maybe they know what to do and not doing it. I know you've only got a snapshot of the info. Yeah. What would you say to this crew, man?
Yeah, there is a big difference between knowledge and applied knowledge, and I promise you, I used to be so excited about knowing. Reading the books, going to the seminars, sitting down and waxing deep, with my comrades, about, what we could do. And then I just realized, though, that the real success comes in executing, and finding a way to execute. And I think what we do wrong, and you guys got to hear me, I think because we place so much value on knowing, we kind of give it an energy that keeps us from executing on the same level, right? And it's not that we don't know we need to execute, but I think what happens is you go into it like, I got to get the right information. I got to make sure I know before I make my move. I got to know. And so without really knowing, what you end up doing is, let's say there's 100%, energy. You end up putting 75%, 80% on the front end of the knowing, that by the time you get to the back end, the executing, you kind of drain. You know what I'm saying? You kind of burnt out, right? And so I just want to say redistributed the energy, right? So it's kind of like, I remember, I'm just give you guys an example. When I first started running, I wanted to run long distance, and I would just get on the treadmill. Unless I had the ability to do, 9 kilometers, 9.5, 10 kilometers, I would literally get on the treadmill and go, and found that I can only do about 15 minutes. And what they say is that you don't really get the real benefits of exercise until you've been doing it for at least 30 minutes. Like anything over 30, 31, 32, 40, like that's when you really start getting the benefits. And unfortunately, when you're doing, 9.5, 10 kilometers, you're only doing 15 minutes. Like you're not getting nowhere close to that. But when I start backing it up and doing like 8, start doing 8, I noticed that I could do 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. And now it's a full body sweat, so I don't put all of the emphasis up front anymore. And as I get closer to the end of the run, I find myself being able to start picking it up. I go up 2 or 3 kilometers. Next time, 3 more kilometers. Next time, 2 kilometers. And I'm up and I'm high, but I don't put all the energy on the front end where I burn myself out as I pace myself. So I just want to say, honestly, I want you to just to make sure that you're not putting so much energy on the knowing. And what do I mean by that? Instead of knowing 10 things now, I know 1 thing or 2 things, and I execute on the 1 or 2 things that I know.
Well, isn't that the way? Did Bruce Lee? Was it Bruce Lee quote where he says, "I don't fear the man who's practiced 10,000 kicks. 1 kick, 10,000 times, kill it
in the exact same place." In the exact same place. So I just want to encourage you guys, and I'm executing them. Let me tell you what happens too. This is something that you need to know. There's a certain level of respect you get when you start executing on a high level, and then what you'll discover is that, and I don't know how this happens, but more people want to help you when you execute. More people want to be around. Let me use a word. You're more attractive when you're an executor, right? And you have to end up doing less because people start seeing you as an executor, and so they want to come help you execute. It's the craziest thing. I remember when we first started doing this work, we couldn't get any help. Now everybody wants to work with us. Everybody's calling. Eric, what can I do to donate my time? And what can we do to be a part of it? Because people see us as this executing monster, this executing machine. And so now we're starting to attract. So I just want you guys to know that it's in you. I mean, you wouldn't have gotten this far without it, but you do need to redistribute, good knowledge is important, but let me not give all my, and I remember, guys, I know it's not you, I'm just betting, right? I remember a time I used to get as excited about knowing as I did about executing. The same level of, the endorphins were released on the same level of me just talking about it, or me reading something. It's or me writing down what I got to do. I would get so pumped up that I believe what happened was that high actually substituted the execution. That physical high I'm talking about. And so I've got a new thing I do now. It's I don't talk about what I know and executing like I used to, because I realized it was like having dessert before the meal. It would spoil it. And so now it's no more dessert. The dessert comes after the meal, if anything.
So the talk about it is in the reflecting on what we did.
Absolutely.
Not what we're going to do.
Because you can get around for real, Glenn. You can get around and everybody can get to going and get to talking. And for real, the endorphins are released, and you get a high that you would get if you actually executed. And I didn't want that anymore. I didn't want this shallow high that really I didn't get anything out of. I wanted to really be able to execute, because in execution, your worship. And somebody asked me the other day, what do you mean by that, your worship? What I meant by that is the caliber of people that, we're with the top NFL players right now.
You guys were at the Clippers game last night. Who you were sitting next to? On one side was the head of Disney. The other side was the head of Microsoft, man.
And I'm saying, I'm a kid from Detroit, but we are starting to hang around other executors at the highest level, because that's what people see us as. So we were on the floor just like everybody else because of the execution. So guys, again, I just want to encourage you. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if you weren't executors. I think what we're saying, though, is that there's another level of execution, and there's another level of, let's say, problem solving that has to happen to get to that level. But I want you to know it's so, so worth it, and you have everything inside of you to make that work.
Beautiful. Guys, I can't follow that. Eric Thomas.
You can follow it. He's being humble. He's being modest.
You got everything. Go do it. See you later, guys. Thanks, man.